soon a federal judge is expected to release the names of dozens of Jeffrey Epstein's alleged victims and associates. And now comedian Jimmy Kimmel is threatening a lawsuit against New York Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers for insinuating without any evidence at all that Kimmel's name might be in those documents. This is what Rodgers said on a radio show.
A lot of people, including Jimmy Kimmel, are really hoping that doesn't.
Again, we didn't play it to amplify it. We played it so you could see what was said here. Kimmel responded saying, in part, for the record, I have not met, flown with, visited, or had any contact whatsoever with Epstein, nor will you find my name in any list other than the clearly phony nonsense that soft-brained wackos like yourself can't seem to distinguish from reality.
Can I say something? Jimmy Kimmel is so fucking washed, bro. Like, you're a comedian, really? And that's the best you cooked up? Like, you should have just kept that in the drafts and come back with something so fire that, like, you caused Aaron Rodgers to get vaccinated. Like, what are you, soft-brained wacko? Like, come on, dude. What are you wiping the tears away? This man has very publicly defamed you. But Aaron Rodgers is the most target-rich environment, dog. Straight up. Like, you can't have a better own on Aaron Rodgers? Aaron vaccinated, I am inoculated Rodgers? Aaron, I took peyote to make the decision to go to the Jets Rodgers? Aaron, I played one fucking game and immediately got injured and destroyed all hopes of the Jets fandom Rodgers? Played 4 plays, man. You got nothing. 4 plays. I don't even watch football. I don't watch any football whatsoever. If I know this much about Aaron Rodgers, you should be able to cook him up. Slice and dice. I cannot believe that Jimmy Kimmel was given a phenomenal opportunity. You're a cruel person? Wait, why? Free Aaron? How are you still riding for him when he does not ride for you, Will? He does not ride for you. Aaron 4 plays Rodgers. Listen, if he took the Jets to the Super Bowl, I'd be right there with you talking about how, you know what, maybe there is some truth to this whole vaccine conspiracy, you know what I mean? Died suddenly type shit. I think they put the vaccine in his water before the game. It weakened his body. I'm just saying, this is really bad. Like, Jimmy Kimmel is supposed to be like a famous comedian. Come on, man. You're one of the top late night talk show hosts. Like, really? This is what you got for Aaron? Aaron is like a meme in and of himself.
Your reckless words put my family in danger. Keep it up, and we will debate the facts further in court.
Yeah, and then he hit him with the, I'll see you in court, buddy. Like, come on.
Now, clearly, CNN, no one has any reporting that Kimmel is linked in any way to the Epstein case. There was some bad blood, it's notable, between Aaron Rodgers and Jimmy Kimmel because of jokes that Kimmel had made criticizing Rodgers for pushing conspiracy theories. Here now, CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney Joey Jackson. And Joey, the reason I wanted you to talk about this was the issue of defamation. You know, what Aaron Rodgers said has no basis in fact, no evidence to support it. When does something like that become defamation?
Yeah, John, important question to be answered for sure. So what happens is remember what defamation is. It's a false statement that is injurious to someone's reputation. And as a result of that, it can cause the person great reputational damage. When you talk about defamation as it relates to public figures, as both Jimmy Kimmel and Aaron Rodgers.
I'm sorry, but if your lawyer has these 2 paintings in the background, get a different lawyer. You know what I mean? You're going to jail. What is this NFT ass painting in the background, bro? What is happening? Who decorated this house? What's going on, man?
Rodgers are, you have to show what's called actual malice. What on earth does that mean? You have to show knowledge that you made the statement knowing it was false, or just reckless disregard as to whether it was false or true. So it's a very...
I bet you he's a cat person. Oh, you think?
very heightened standard. At the end of the day, though, I don't think it's yet ripe, right, for any defamation claim. Certainly no one would want to be listed, talked about in the same sentence of, right, in terms of Epstein. But when you talk about defamation, one defense is absolute truth. If in the event it's true, it may be a terrible thing that someone said, but you know what? It's not defamatory. The list hasn't been published yet. And so, we'll see, not to suggest at all that anybody's name, whether it be Kimmel or Aaron Rodgers, would be on that list at all. But, it's not ripe yet, to the extent that when the list is published, everyone will get to see for themselves who specifically is on it, John, and who's not.
Well, when Jimmy Kimmel, as he says, his name is not on that list, does it then become a legal issue that Aaron Rodgers said it without any basis apparently whatsoever?
So here's the issue with that, right? Remember that if defamation is to injure reputation, certainly you shouldn't be saying anything, right, that is injurious to anyone, whether they be public figures, private figures, or anything else. The problem with defamation in that regard, though, John, is as follows. Let's just say he's not on the list. That is, Jimmy Kimmel is not on the list, as he suggests he would never be on such a list. Then the world would know that this is just a bad blood argument. And you can't argue then, if you're Jimmy Kimmel, that it's injurious to your reputation, because in essence, you're cleared as a result of a list being published to show that you're not on it. So I don't see any reputational damage there. As you mentioned at the outset, there's no love lost between them. Kimmel has made some jokes about Aaron Rodgers that he has not appreciated, including how he's worn that is Aaron Rodgers his hair. And so they've gone back and forth. And I think the public may just take that as this and not anything in terms of, mean-spirited or to rise to the level. Well, you can argue it's mean-spirited, but to rise to the level of defamation, story.
He's 100% correct. Also a higher standard for public figures. Also a higher standard for a public figure who's a comedian who's also dunked on this other person, which is precisely why I said, what are you doing to Jimmy Kimmel? Like, come on, dog. You could have done a way better job with this. Like, you could have had an incredible ride on the PR train, dunking on literally the worst guy. Like, the easiest person to slam, dude. Like, just take a couple hours off and, like, really go talk to your comedy writers. Come up with something good. Legal, eagle, legal, lion. Dude, anytime someone says lion, in my mind, I constantly think of India Lion 2, sir. I can't stop thinking about that fucking tweet. I don't know why. It's like permanently burned into my mind, dude. Every time I see every time I see someone bring up the word lion, Indian Twitter broke my brain. India a lion too, sir. India Lion 2, sir. It's like, I don't know where it originated from, but it's Indian Twitter was like popping off against Palestine and defending Israel. No, that's not. This is a reference to that tweet. Muslim countries would butcher every single non-Muslim person if they got the chance. I'm not going to trust any of these psychopath theocrats. India a lion too, sir. Anyway, it was some dude on Indian Twitter. It was some dude on Indian Twitter responding to like some insane genocidal tweet by an Israeli account. Have you guys never seen Hindu nationalists, like how they operate on Twitter? I feel like you're not in the same circles as me. Like, you don't tweet enough about Palestine because there will be like a barrage. No, not that one. That one was the other Indian Twitter that used to be in my mind all the time. But nowadays that I only think India a lion too, sir. Self-reporting, spending too much time on Twitter. Yeah. Oh, here. Let's see what Pat McAfee said.
whenever you're freewheeling and dealing in here, you know, and you're having conversations,
letting it fly.
they can certainly lead to some places that cause like international news and things like that. And whenever there's accusations made about people, that can lead to lawsuits. Now, have been in one before.
Yes.
With Brett Favre. Now, how'd that case end? Well, it ended with me having to read a letter basically stating that I know nothing that anybody else doesn't know publicly already. That I'm not in the know for that whole thing. And then that was kind of disappeared, but that was a big thing for a long time.
Yeah.
How did that come? Well, we just started making jokes about stuff. We started talking shit about stuff. And then our show, I think that is a good part of what we do, is we're able to kind of just roll with the punches. We're able to have a good time. We're all rather...
There ain't no way Pat McAfee was successfully sued by Brett Favre? What court? Under what legal system did Brett Favre win? No, they probably sent him a cease and desist, and then he absolutely caved, right? There's no way. Especially because Brett Favre is a criminal. And most things that you say about him, like, the improper dealings with, like, tax dollars that he got and reappropriated instead of towards charity. He reappropriated to his pocket, like things like that. All that stuff is just like facts, right? Am I wrong?
Invested and studied in what's happening around the sports world at all times. Caitlin Clark last night.
Hell yeah. Unreal.
Wait till you hear about Luke Littler today.
Dog.
So we are very much in that world. So everybody that comes on the stage has to be able to, like, basically keep up with where we're headed. There's no there's no formal outline of what we're going to talk about, how we're going to talk about it. There's no A block, B block, C block. There's no scheduled conversations. There's no scheduled debates. There's no topics for you to think about before you get in there. There is just an opportunity to talk about damn near everything for 3.5 hours. And in doing so, the upside of that is some magic can come that you never knew was going to come.
Absolutely.
Good times can be had, laughs can be had, especially when you're rolling on like 2 hours of sleep like we were yesterday after the Rose Bowl. You can have a blast. And on the flip side, there could be some things that were certainly probably, we're going to have to hear from Aaron on that, meant to be shit talk joke that can then become something that is obviously a very serious allegation that then leads to a massive overnight story, one in which, put baby down, sleep, haven't seen her in a while, and then I pick up my phone. Boy. But I can see exactly why Jimmy Kimmel felt the way he felt, especially with his position. But I think Aaron was just trying to talk shit. Now, did it go too far? And a lot of people... Jimmy Kimmel certainly said that was the case. We and I immediately upon it happening, trying to be like, ooh, But that is Aaron and Jimmy. They've been...
jousting a bit.
I don't know,
Dude, come on, Pat. Stop being such a coward, dog. Say it with your chest, homie. What is this? He's trying to manage the situation so hard. I feel like Brett Favre did a number on him. Why is he so cucked to Aaron Rodgers? Like I guess Aaron Rodgers gives him clicks. Because, like, when Aaron Rodgers is on, it's like, he's going to say some dumb shit. Pat McAfee for next Harvard president. Because players have always been treated like that. They're the content, etc. Yeah.
So, like, we obviously don't like the fact that we're associated with anything negative ever. We like our show to be an uplifting one, a happy one, a fun one, but it's because we talk shit and try to make light of everything. Some things, obviously, people get very pissed.
Yeah, last time he was on the show, or I guess, like, not the last time, because Aaron Rodgers is on the show all the time, but he popped off because he called Travis Kelce Mr. Pfizer. So I'm sure Pat loves that Aaron Rodgers keeps coming on and talking shit because there's a tremendous amount of clicks that come along with Aaron Rodgers being an absolute idiot. Yeah, I know why he called Travis Kelce Mr. Pfizer, because Travis Kelce was doing commercials for Pfizer, yes. Dude, honestly, I should just get into sports. I feel like ultimately, maybe I should just become a sports nerd or something. Because I feel like the audience there is so much more understanding. Like, sure, they'll cry and complain if I, say something wrong about their favorite team or whatever. But I do feel like sports Twitter in general is like, they're vicious, but at least there's way more understanding about things like the top of the hour ad break. You know what I mean? There is no group of individuals that get ripped all day, every day, harder than the sports guys, okay? Like, they have been able to slowly but surely put gambling into sports, which has genuinely, in my opinion, corrupted the entire process, made the sport worse in general. And yet, guys who appreciate sports still go along with that garbo. Ridiculous. Anyway, be an NBA fan. You're not even a sports fan. How can you say it's better or worse? I can. We are single-handedly keeping television afloat. It's all ref ball now. Refs are betting on the games. See, they started. It's all scripted, dog. It's all scripted. Like the top of the hour ad break is scripted. You know, it comes at the top of the hour. My favorite tweet of yours making fun of sports fans. Bro, for this tweet, I got doxxed. I said football weebs are worse than anime weebs because they haven't been bullied. I got doxxed. People were like doing the same shit. Yeah, bro. NBA Reddit has generational jokes though. No, I love NBA. I love sports Twitter memes in general. Like I love get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. I love the Chris Paul memes. I think they're abysmal. They're awful. I'm not gonna say why they're funny or what it is. If you don't know what it is, then don't worry about it. I love using sports Twitter memes in an inappropriate way. Like there was one about there was one that like put up, I think it was like the one that put up like Netanyahu's stats. Anyway, had to mute for a work meeting and open back up expecting to still be on Harvard stuff, and Pat McAfee here had to do a double take. Yes, because Pat McAfee is going to be the best. He's going to be the new president.
Pissed off about, especially when they're that serious allegations. So we apologize for being a part of it. Can't wait to hear what Aaron has to say about it. Hopefully those two will just be able to settle this, you know, not court-wise, but be able to chit-chat, move along. Because remember, you're allowed to disagree with people's opinions. You're allowed to say like, oh, I don't, you sound dumb. The more and more you talk, you sound dumber and dumber. And then you're allowed to just move on.
Pat McAfee knows to condemn Hamas. What? A man attacked a Las Vegas judge in her courtroom during his sentencing. The judge is reportedly okay. I've never seen someone to sign this guy up for something. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the amount of air this man got. Respect. Pat McAbee. I mean, he's jacked, and I respect that. That's the other thing. All the sports guys that are jacked, I respect.
Jimmy Kimmel, in his social media statement, did point out, if you continue this, basically, I will see you in court. So, if Aaron Rodgers were to say anything else, how would that contribute to possible legal jeopardy or civil liability?
Yeah. Sure. So it would depend upon what is said, right? Ultimately, at the end of the day, right? And you have to look at everything in context. I think the argument will be made, right? The context of this, of course, is that Jimmy Kimmel, when he makes his comments and statements, it's comedic in nature. Not to suggest comedians can injure someone. They certainly can, particularly when you have a platform like him. So, too, Aaron Rodgers has a tremendous platform, and you have to be careful about what you say. And so to the extent.
Quick question. Is anyone really saying that gays shouldn't be criticized for plagiarism? It's not a partisan issue? What? No, I'm saying crying and complaining about Claudine Gay being a serial plagiarizer is being duped by right-wing reactionaries. That's it. I don't personally care. As a matter of fact, I'll take it back. I'm happy that she had to resign. Okay? Sucks.
that there is no such list that includes Jimmy Kimmel, and Aaron Rodgers would continue to propagate that, now it could rise to the level, because he's not there, that it's now a lie. Remember what defamation is, just to reset, right? False statement that is injurious to your reputation. You keep repeating something, guess what? In this world, John, people get to believe it's true. Now you may have a cause of action. But I just think it's a feud between two people who probably have had enough of each other.
Joey Jackson, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
What?
I mean,
It took 3 days for Greg Gutfeld to use a racial slur on air this year? Wait, what?
I think Liz Warren is really pissed because only she can pass herself off as a Redskin.